We speculate that, whereas our results suggest that a dysregulated and hyperreactive amygdala response contributes to both anxiety and violence, fight or fright, the manifestation of violence in behavior may require impairment in additional layers of control, be they emotional, orbitofrontal cortex, or cognitive, caudal cingulate, structural brain variation and general intelligence. This study of 47 people correlated IQ to volume of certain brain areas using structural MRI. These results expand upon recent research relating IQ to gray matter. These authors found gray matter within the anterior cingulate to be most associated with performance on the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children 3. It is of note that our young group displayed numerous correlations within medial frontal gray and white matter regions adjacent to the anterior cingulate cortex. Taken together, the relationship between frontal brain regions and IQ across different ages appears to progress from anterior cingulate, pediatric cohort, to medial frontal, young University of New Mexico cohort, to more dorsolateral frontal regions, older UC Irvine cohort. We suspect that the progression observed across these cohorts is likely modulated by accelerated brain volume loss across the lifespan, preferentially affecting frontal gray matter, particularly the anterior cingulate gyrus. To summarize these two studies, the 3 repeat alleles associated with a physically smaller and impaired anterior cingulate, and lower IQ is associated with a physically smaller anterior cingulate. The anterior cingulate regulates the fight or flight response from the amygdala. Therefore, the proven lower average IQ of blacks could also be associated with their higher rate of violent delinquency.
You don't have any opinion though as to why that is, that we are the unique country, the only country that does this, that kills each other on this level with guns?
Well, we have probably a more mixed ethnicity than other countries, some other countries.
You think it's an ethnic thing?
No, I don't. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We had enough problems with civil rights in the beginning.
I think there'd mostly be white people in Canada.
That's strange. Because when I'm in Canada, I see black people everywhere. And yellow people and brown people, and 13% of the country is non-white. So the Canadians are pretty much just like us. And the reason that they have so few murders has to be because they've got so few guns.
In your mind, you imagine somebody who might break into your house to harm you or your family. What does that person look like?
You.
Me?
Her.
Her?
Him.
Really?
Camera guy. Anybody. There could be a gun in the camera. I don't know.
The integration of genetic propensities into social control models of delinquency and violence among male youths. 1,100 males from the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health. The DAT1 model shows that individuals with 10R/10R and 10R/9R genotypes scored respectively 0.96 and 0.75 points higher on the serious delinquency scale than did those with the 9R/9R genotype. The corresponding p-values are 0.0079 and 0.034 respectively. Statistical significance corresponds to a p-value under 0.05. Serious delinquency includes stealing, breaking and entering, and selling drugs. The only DAT1 genotype associated with statistically significant violent delinquency was the heterozygous matching, 10R/9R. However, Guar and others reported significant associations with male violent delinquency in the 10R/10R and 10R/9R alleles compared to 9R/9R in a 2007 study. Dowsett-Stam and others, Persico and others, and Gelernter and others all found slightly higher 10R allele frequencies and lower 9R allele frequencies in African Americans compared to whites. The largest sample of African Americans, 446, in the Dowsett-Stam and others study found a 10R allele frequency of 73% and a 9R frequency of 17%. The 405 European Americans of the Persico and others study had frequencies of 69% and 29% respectively. African Americans had more of the rare alleles, 3R, 7R, 8R, and 11R, which have not been studied with regard to delinquency. Numerous studies show East Asians have much higher 10R allele frequencies. Kang and others even found a 10R allele frequency for 45 Japanese people of 98%. Thus, the vast majority of whites, blacks, and Asians have either the 10R/10R or 10R/9R genotypes, and Asian allele frequencies are inconsistent with the lower observed rates of violent delinquency among Asians. A gene-gene interaction between DRD2 and DRD4 is associated with conduct disorder and antisocial behavior in males. 872 males from the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health. The allelic distribution of the A1 allele was examined by race, which revealed that African Americans possessed significantly more A1 alleles than non-Hispanic Caucasians. Racial differences in the distribution of 7R alleles was examined, and the results revealed that African Americans possessed significantly more 7R alleles than non-Hispanic Caucasians. Individuals possessing the A1 allele and the 7R allele are significantly more likely to develop conduct problems in adolescence. The interaction between DRD2 and DRD4 has a significant effect on the lifetime conduct problem scale. For the composite index of antisocial behavior, the interaction between DRD2 and DRD4 again emerges as a significant predictor. However, Guar and others reported slightly higher violent delinquency for the A2/A2 DRD2 genotype than A1/A1, but only tested for statistical significance relative to the more violent heterozygous genotype, A1/A2. Guar and others found that DRD2 and D81 variants has much less effect on violent delinquency than possession of the 2R allele of MAOA. To summarize, the most violent allele is the 2-repeat VNTR of MAOA, and it appears to be more common in black men, but likely is not involved in most black violence. Most Asian and black men have the 3-repeat allele. In addition to cultural influences, differences in hormone levels affect expression of this gene, and cause greater predisposition to violence in blacks. Also, known differences in average IQ likely further accentuate differing violence levels. The genes D81, DRD2, and DRD4 may contribute to racial differences in violent delinquency, but require more research.
The couple were en route to watch a movie at a friend's apartment in this complex in January. Knoxville police believe they were carjacked, kidnapped, and taken to this house. Both were raped repeatedly. 21-year-old Shannon, a university student, had cleaning fluid sprayed in her mouth. She apparently suffocated after being stuffed into a trash can inside the house. Christopher Newsom, 23 years old, was shot, his body set on fire and dumped by the railroad tracks.
We don't know that many details about why this crime occurred.
A fingerprint found in the victim's car a few days after the murders led to arrests. 3 African-American men and 1 woman were charged with murder in connection with the killings. Another man is charged as an accessory.
We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with civil rights movement. We was asking, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? Ask?